Hey y'all, welcome to the live. Tonight's tea is about women and one protective dad who will be rewriting the rules of legacy, loyalty, and public power. From our bathrooms to baby bumps to beachside boundaries, these stories remind us of protecting your peace is a public win. All right, let's get into it, okay?
Deep in the glow of our screens, it's a party inside. Sometimes you need solutions, and sometimes it's just a ride in good chat therapy. I need plenty good chat therapy. Good chat therapy.
Okay, we're gonna get into it. Tonight is about power moves. And first we're gonna start out with our girl Wendy Williams. How you doing? And let's get into it. She's gonna welcome us in with her lively self. Okay, how you doing? And so Wendy Williams.
Wendy, can we get a smile right here? You look so good. Oh my God. Let's go. She's back. Wendy, can we get a smile right here? You look so good. Oh my God.
So there we have it. We just wanted to do an introduction and say, hey, Wendy, how you doing? Okay. Looks like she was on at the New York Fashion Show, where she attends every single for her coat. So just wanted to say, give her kudos and say, hey, girl. Okay, we're going to move on to the next part, or that was just the intro to say hi to Wendy. We're going to move on to the first part of the show. Okay, be sure to say hi in the comments section. Say hi on the live. But today we're going to talk about Mr. First. We're going to start out with Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey has something to say about his relationship with his daughter, Lori. And we're going to get into it, and then I'll come back and give my commentary. Okay, all right. So let's get started. It's going to show up in just a second.
It's just sticking up. I don't know.
Now, right before we get started, we're going to let on with Tasha K just a little bit of tidbit, a niche, and then we're going to roll into the actual interview that Steve Harvey had. And seems pretty interesting. Let's get into it, okay? And she has definitely a twist on it, okay? There we go.
Anyway, so let's move on here. I ain't gonna let her wait too much longer. So Steve Harvey came out and, reignited Lori Harvey. She's been quite quiet during all the nitty stuff, and this is the most silent I've ever seen from her. Like, she hasn't even been, promoting her skincare brand and all of that there. And so all we've ever known her, we've only known the men that she's dated, okay? And so he decided to bring her back up, I guess, to relaunch her. And then, this weekend from TMZ with her and Damson Idris outside. At all of this, but I'm gonna let Steve Harvey go ahead and take things here. Let's go. You ain't got the video of Steve Harvey saying that the ex, if the reason he's not friends with her exes is because, like, if she ain't messing with them no more, he ain't messing with them no more. But I'm like, Steve Harvey, that's the whole industry. That's what the video y'all was supposed to watch. But it's probably my fault. I ain't giving it to Jasmine. My bad. But here's the thing. So he came out basically talking about dated, and they asked him, was he still friends? And he said no, because they moved on. But I'm like, Steve Harvey, those are some of your potential guests and stuff like that. They're part of celebrity culture. You just can't dismiss them like that. Now, here's the thing. She's been back outside with Damson Idris, and you got a photo like AI. Okay, there she go. So she's outside again.
Okay, she's outside, y'all.
Looks mighty, mighty good, okay? But I do want to tell you something. There was a video, and you know what's so funny is that video has been deleted from the internet. He got with paparazzi not too long ago. I don't know if you about that. If he didn't, I'm gonna tell you about it. Okay, so paparazzi was following this Z. I give him an M.
Why M?
Because his looks got him through the door. He's very attractive. You know what I'm saying? But like, and he played very good on Snowfall. And then with him being British,
Snowfall was good.
the accent and stuff like that. Actuated. But when he went down to this, it was like, ew. But he's talented. He's talented. But paparazzi was following him, and he didn't like that. And so, a little bird tipped me off. The reason he ended up getting aggressive with paparazzi, because he actually got into the paparazzi's face and was like, "Stop filming me. I told you, stop filming me." She ain't faithful. I think now she don't went through everybody in the industry. So, I mean, it's like, who is she going to date? Tiana Taylor got the other one. I know she was going after him. Aaron what? Aaron Pierre. She wanted Aaron Pierre, but she had to go back to this one. But Tiana Taylor got him on lock right now. Tiana Taylor does Pilates, so she could just and let him go. She wants to let him go.
No, ma'am.
That's what that Pilates doing, them abs. When she be sucking in, that's what she be holding that man inside. And you go, oh my God, I've never had that before. Don't let me go. No, let me go. There's a bone down there. Let me go.
No, ma'am.
But yeah, anytime we see photos of her, they are staged because we ain't seen her during this whole Diddy ordeal, and this was very intentional. She wants to be back outside, and that's why her daddy is doing interviews with her. Fake daddy is doing interviews with her. She is not a real Harvey. I don't understand how she gets more press than the other Harvey kids, the real Harvey is, and she has been put up on a pedestal like she's pretty, and she's not.
Uh-oh.
And she bald head in the front.
Sasha K is off. I cannot. I didn't say that, y'all. It was Sasha. That's not why we're listening, by the way. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. That's not why we're listening.
Moving on. Come on, man. If anybody got that video, though, of him getting, like, saucy with, like, getting aggressive with.
Okay, y'all. So that was Sasha K with her silly self. I had to put that plug in, okay? But Sasha is crazy, very, very funny. Anyway, I just want to touch on a few things that she did speak on. First thing is, I think Idris, who's his name? I think he's a good actor, y'all. I think he's, but you know what? I hadn't seen him in anything and stuff. Was it Snowflake? I hadn't seen him in anything else but missing it. But I enjoyed him in that, and and I actually honestly think Lori Harvey, if it's pretty, so let's be clear, I think she's gorgeous actually, but let's move on toward that. But anyway, just the other part about this is Lori, I did about Steve Harvey. It's been a while, even if you want to check the playlist, and I did talk about, how his other kids were seems like they were upset with Steve about being so, hands-on with Lori, and like they felt like he was showing favoritism. So that was a thing. That was a conversation. It's just FYI. So she kind of touched on that herself. Now, what we really want to get into the jam is what Steve said and why he said it. Because he's basically said, if Lori breaks up with them, then so we're gonna get into Pivot podcast. They're gonna break it all the way down on why he said because at first I was like, why did he say that? But let's get into the interview, okay? All right, here we go. Give it a second. It's gonna come again. It's from the Pivot podcast, and he said, anybody that's ex, he's now my ex too. But maybe just being loyal to Lori. But we're gonna get into it. Give it a second to roll. Let's see if I can get it to roll a little bit faster.
Yeah, you don't love your daughter if you don't repost her. I'd be scared to repost my daughter because I know a lot of football players and athletes and entertainers follow me. And I don't want them sliding in DMs because you saw my daughter on my son won't post either of them.
I got you.
As she's gotten older, and now you can't tell the men, I'm going to do to you what you do to them. How what has it been to see Lori date now?
It's hard, man. I ain't even gonna lie, it's hard. I've had to swallow some things, And I feel for her because she's in the public. She's a brand ambassador, so she makes a really good living promoting products, wearing clothes, jewelry, makeup, skincare line, bikini line. I got it. But man, see, I got be in my ass. I can't make no mistakes. I can't make stuff. I saw one of her exes somewhere at a game somewhere, and I shook his hand. Boy, I can't even touch his ass no more. I better not acknowledge him or look at him or nothing no more. So I'm off limits. If you're an ex, your ass is my ex too. That's the rule. The rule in our house is, hey boy, that's an ex. He's now my ex too. I must hate him like we was dating. It's been hard, man, because her life has had to be played out in the public eye. People don't understand when, like you understand, you have an attractive daughter that's in the light. It'll attract a certain
Demographic of men.
Yeah, certain cat, man. And cats that's got more know that they got more to offer so they can come quicker. It's been difficult, man, watching her, but she's very smart. And everything they say online, I know is never true. I hate it for her. But I think she's out now. I hope, and I think she's learned from, I want your children to learn from their mistakes. But she's an adult. And I don't get a say-so in it. I just get everybody come to the house is nice. Oh, man, Mr. Harvey, thank you so much for this opportunity. You're right. I can't say you're taking her to the prom, you're kissing her, because I already know they kissed. So that can't happen.
Yeah, that was Steve Harvey giving his side or speaking on why he, cuts it loose when his daughter breaks up. Miss Lori Harvey breaks up with them, why he doesn't sort of speak to them. Now we kind of know the backdrop, because I was kind of wondering, I understand you're going to be loyal, but because he's a public figure and so is she out, it's kind of seems like it's going to be kind of weird though, because most of them are actors. Can't name all of them, can't remember all the names, but most of them are actors. So if you see them just saying that you don't speak to them, you don't shake their hand, be a bit awkward and weird. That could be a bit weird. But on the other hand, being that, she broke up with them and she wants her dad to be loyal, I kind of get it. But then considering the positions, it's kind of weird. I'm not going to lie. But then I think as a parent, though, I'm not going to lie, I have a son and a daughter. And I look at myself with someone, I'm not going to, invite them to the barbecue or anything, but I think I would speak to them if I saw them out in public. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that part. So let me know, if you're a parent, just your thought. As a parent, do you think, would you speak to your child's ex? However, I guess, it gets to, right? Wait a minute. It depends on the situation. If your child broke up with somebody, if it was a divorce and they hurt your child for whatever reason, then game, because I wouldn't speak at all. But these people seem like they broke up. Anyway, let me know what you think. As a parent, is it stay neutral, or does it depend on the breakup? For me, it depends on the breakup. But for the most part, I'm pretty easygoing. As long as they hurt my baby, I'll probably speak to them. Okay, so let me know what you think. Loyalty first. Stay neutral, or depends on the breakup. So let me know. If it's on the replay, let us know. So what we're going to do now, we're going to keep rolling through because we have quite a bit to get through. We're going to take a quick break, y'all. It won't be long. Okay, we're going to jam a little bit and we'll come back. All right. So do what you got to do. Grab your drink, whatever, and come back. Don't go anywhere, because I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right back. Okay. So just a second. Let's get her going. All right. All right.
Thought that I would be a bit at peace by now. Yeah, you're lying in the shadows of my room. Oh, always heard your voice, I forget the sound now. You're awfully quiet while I cry out for you. Oh, I know You don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear your head out. But I had so much to say, and you let me get away still. Well, I still cry, I won't lie, but you'll never know, you'll never know if I'm fine. Am I alright? Well, you'll never know, you'll never know. You took this path on your own time without giving us a try. So we'll never know, we'll never know. You came into my life at the right point, and now you're leaving when it gets hard. Should've kept it straight from the jump. Why'd we come this far to get this far? I should leave it alone, 'cause there's no proof of you staying. Your mind was made up a couple months ago. Oh no, I know you don't have much to say, yeah, that's clear now. But I won't keep on giving you grace while my heart's broken. But you take the time away to clear.
back. So before we get into it, as you can see, the woman on the screen is Porsha. So I just want to get a kind of a quick update. We're not going to stay on Porsha long. Porsha has a lot going on, but honestly, not too much has really changed. However, she did go to courts and she did win. And so we're just going to touch on it a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, she it's still the same thing. She won the 40,000. Well, not won, but she was, they gave her 40, or her ex-husband has to pay her $40,000 per month. And then I think she won like the house, which is $7 million. And then, oh, not 7 million. Did I say that? It's actually more than that. However, then she won a a car and something else. But the whole point about all of this, I'm saying all that, I didn't mean to get into all of those details. We're going to get into a little bit of, she won, but did she win? That's really the question. Let's get into it. Did Porsha win or did she win? Like, we'll get into why I say that, because some people are saying Porsha is broke. Now, she has a lot going on, and we're going to get into it, okay? So let's get into, I wanted to share a little bit of what one of the other commentators had to say about her being broke, because we want to see why would they say that, okay? So let's see. Let's get into it, because I heard a lot on social media, this, that, and the third. First, I heard she won. I was like, well, good for Porsha. And then someone's like, no, she lost. So let's see why they're saying that, okay? It's actually interesting to me. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to get into it. All right.
There will be no way that I will be raking up leaves. What the hell am I going to buy a $7 million house to rake up leaves? Now, if I just feel like, getting the exercise in, that's another thing. This woman is on here basically saying she is broke and don't have the money to afford a landscaper. Now let's get it, because she has proven that she cannot afford this damn property. Oh, wow. You are out there raking up leaves, talking about when the attorneys have your landscaper's money.
Now I will say, by the way, this is another YouTuber. You see her name right there, so check out her channel. She has a lot of details and information. You want to go check her out. I just grabbed a list of snippets, so thank you, sis, for sharing. But nevertheless, as you see, I want to say Porsha won, but I got questions for Porsha. Really, for real, like this is a big property, y'all. This is like 7-8 bedroom little mansion. So her outside sweeping around the thing, I'm not saying hard work, but this is just, I don't know. I side out Porsha a little bit. Girl, can you really afford this property? And really no shade on her, but I don't know what's going on. And another part about this is, I looked and I thought, well, she got married, and then, she went to divorce with Simon. So my thing is, well, Porsha's fine. Y'all talking all this stuff about Porsha's broke, So I did my little research. I wanted to see what was really going on. And she really did get quite a bit in the settlement. I'm sorry I had my notes, but unfortunately I have them in front of me right now. But she really did. She got quite a bit. It was her 2020 other vehicles they said she received. And then also, she's also going to get us every month for the, for the maintenance and utilities for the actual home. So she has a lot actually coming to her. However, Simon has stated, or I heard him say allegedly, that he wasn't going to pay her. So he hasn't paid her anything yet. So I'm curious. Well, not anything yet, but he basically saying in so many words, it just seems like he's not going to pay her. So that's the only thing on it. I don't need on him to pay, even though he was court ordered, because again, Simon can just leave thing. I mean, for real. And this is a big house. And again, she's only going to supposedly receive $40,000 a month. And what she has to say, let's see what else Lakeisha has to say. Just a little bit.
Girl, get the hell up out of here. Mess. Why are you doing this to you?
Yeah,
why are you doing
this
to
a big property? I don't,
baby girl, you can find a very nice home for a nice price that's big enough for you, your daughter, and your mama, because it seems like your mama ain't.
Yeah, okay. All right, and take her Mama Porsha. Anyway, here's the deal. I looked and I thought to myself, maybe Porsha still her original house. I forgot where it was from, but she had a house, a little house that they worth like 1.5 million. So she had a house that she kept. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe she put I know. I looked it up. She put it on the market, so she's selling that house, and I guess to keep this house. I don't know why she needs this house, but that's our business. She needs this house. But I will say that it sounds like to me she probably, I don't know. She knows financial situation. I mean, we could all be wrong, but from looking at the numbers or what the information we do have, I would probably sell and get out from under it. Now, I also saw he was looking for a new house for her and her family. Maybe that's exactly what she's gonna do. So she may have a plan. I know people give Porsha has a bad rep. They kind of say she's, not as smart. I'm not gonna call her that bright. But I mean, maybe she knows something we don't know, or maybe we're missing this all. And then again, as far as the landscaping goes, I thought to myself, she's waiting on the attorneys to pay. So maybe he's gonna pay and she don't have to be out there. But I will say, sis, I don't know if you should have filmed yourself out there sweeping and all that, but I guess she's just trying to keep it on the real. And Porsha has always kept real. Like, she does not mind, being out there. She does not mind. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on it just a little bit, but it's a nice house. It really is. But the question that's what I think the question should be. Can she answer? Only Porsha and her financial person not do, because I don't know, but it doesn't look all that great. But hey, again, we only know what we know. Okay, Porsha might surprise everybody and have some money somewhere we don't know about. All right, okay. I know they're tearing her down, but she tends to pull herself out sometimes. So we're gonna move on. I just wanted to touch on that. It really more was an update. I didn't mean to hang on it too long, but anyway, I hope for real. I really don't. I hope she's not broke. I don't want that. I don't want anybody. A little mama to take care of, and her mother, apparently. She's taking care of her mama. On a little bit. Okay, we're gonna move into the next segment. There's our cue. So the next one is before we talking about our Cardi B. And Cardi B, I know I'm talking about her, so I want to get into it and let's get all the way in. Isn't that a cute thumbnail though? I mean, I know that's cute. Come on now, you know that's cute. Obviously she's pregnant, and obviously she finally came out and said she was. We already knew she was pregnant. Okay, it doesn't take rocket scientist to figure out that she was pregnant with her little outfit she had on, and her belly was rounder than usual, and she kind of was wobbling, and she was throwing stuff at people. We kind of figured out that she was pregnant, and her face was full. But yeah, there she is. And I'm going to say, before we even get into it, yeah, her album did drop on September the 19th. And I'm not necessarily even promoting it, but I did want to go listen to it because I wanted to see what it sounded like and see what everybody was talking about. I'm going to let y'all know, y'all can hate on Cardi all y'all want to. The album is popping. Like, it really is popping. I can't speak on the other things she got going on, but that album is popping. She did really well on that. I appreciate it. Was really, really good. Now, my favorite song, obviously, right now is Outside, of course, but there's other songs on there that's really popping. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, look at Cardi. She did really well on that. But let's continue. Let's get a little bit into Cardi's business now. She's gonna talk about her album, and she also received the Guinness World Record, which is pretty cool. Let's get into that.
From drones, my album line off the shelf Walmart, because Walmart has been delivering my album in drones in the fourth parts out of Texas. Going down their house and here you go, here's your Cardi B album, and even broke the record, the most delivery in 1 hour. So the drones is tired, honey. You can't even get it nowhere from a drone. But my album is still at Walmart, so make sure you got that and support me, please. I need money.
She's good about marketing, y'all. Okay, so before we go any further, though, she's just sharing how she got the Guinness World Record is because of her marketing and also the drones in Walmart. And I'm gonna say this: I think drones are so neat But I mean, drones have been around actually quite a while, but they really started getting more popular now. Like at Walmart, it's becoming a common thing. So if you order groceries or something like through Walmart, that's like you order, then you can order, and a drone will drop your product for you. It depends on where you live. I don't think it's everywhere, but it is becoming more of a common thing, and those are really really cool. I don't know why I'm so excited about the drones, but I think they're cool. Of course, I know they've been around. I just think they're pretty cool. But anyway, kudos, congratulations to Cardi B was the point. Now, what are we going to talk about next, and why is Cardi still on the screen? Okay, we're going to get into the interview that she had with Gayle King. Yes, we are, and we're going to hear what she had to say, and then we're going to come back and we are going to talk about it. Now, remember, the chat is there. Remember to say hi. Have you have any opinions, anything like that? Be sure to say hello. Okay. Hey, y'all. Okay, let's get into it. Okay. All right. Keep it going. Keep it going.
But I want to start right away.
Yeah.
You know, because the rumors on the streets be talking.
Mm-hmm.
And so the latest rumor about you is that you are having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know what, if anything, you want to share about that with the class.
Well, yes, I am. I'm having a baby with my boyfriend, Stefan Diggs.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. How are you feeling about that? And that this will be baby number 4 for you, Cardi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm actually I'm excited. I'm happy. I feel like I'm in a good space. I feel very strong. I feel very powerful that I'm doing all this work, but I'm doing all this work while I'm creating a baby. Me and my man, we're very supportive of each other. We're like in the same space in our careers, but like in different,
By that, what do you mean by that same space? That you're both doing well? What do you mean?
You know what it is? That I feel like we're really great and one of the best at what we do. And me and him think the same way. Like, it's like, yeah, we're one of the greatest, but what's next? What we doing again? We do it again. We have to do it again all the time. We're never like comfortable. We just want to keep doing it. And that's just how we both are.
Is the baby, I'm not asking for your due date, but is baby coming this year or next?
It's coming before my tour.
Before your tour? When's your tour?
In February.
Whoa, Cardi.
Yeah.
You're going to go on tour in February?
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm very ready.
Why
Even while I'm pregnant, I'm very, very ready.
Tell me about that.
Because I'm getting my body ready. Like I stretch it out. I stretch. So as soon as I give birth, the tour rehearsal starts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't come from weak women.
You don't?
No.
There is nothing weak about you.
No.
Nothing.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. So yeah, that was that video, and we're gonna stop right there. What I want to speak on is that now again, kudos to Cardi B. Her album and it hit platinum. It came out just September 19th, and now I'm speaking right here on September 22nd. So kudos. She's been doing a lot, Cardi has been busy. Okay, she was in court. I know a few days actually defending herself. Okay, I've seen so many interviews. So she's doing her thing though. When it comes to her business and her recording and all the things she's doing, she's taking care of business. I got to give it to her. So she's definitely handling business. However, kudos, all the things, even congratulations on the baby and congratulations on the new man, all the things. Well, so it appears that way. But let's get into with some of her fans. Her reactions is not exactly what was expected. Honestly, I don't know why I shouldn't assume these things, but I'm thinking, well, they're going to support her, but everybody doesn't support, everybody wasn't for. Let's look at some of the things that were said. One fan said, I love Cardi B, but this is the same ghetto ASS, pregnant while still married to someone else. The new BD has multiple kids. She's too rich for this, one other user wrote. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about that real quick. She is still married. I confirmed. I wanted to make sure. See, I like to go by facts, and she still is married, but we're not even. I mean, they're still going through the divorce. That is what that is. Those are facts. But I will say the baby daddy, as in Stefan Diggs, the football player, I only found that he only has one child. I only saw one daughter, and her name is Nova. She's a real cutie pie. Her name is Nova, and she looks just like him. She really does look like. So if he has kids, and they look just like him, apparently, so he marks his children. She's really, really cutie pie, real cutie pie. But anyway, so that's that. All right, let's get on to the next comment. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna address the elephant in the room because people are talking about it, so we want to talk about it. All right, let me know what you think down in the comment section on the replay. Be sure to say something, say hi, say you whatever, make your comment. Like, how do you feel about Cardi B being pregnant and having a baby? Basically now with Stefan, and she's still married and all the things. Okay, let's keep going into the comments. Stefan Diggs got gay rumors, ape rumors. He's a chronic dotted cheater and just had a baby. And Cardi B said, yup, I'm getting pregnant by that man. She's truly a Bronx B. Dirty and fearless, said another. So, oh, that's kind of harsh. I mean, did I even, why did I? Anyway, that's what someone said. That's how they feel. We're just going on what people are saying. I didn't say that, y'all, by the way. These are what some of them are fans, and some of them just have, that's how they feel about it. So let's get into a couple more comments, okay? So it looks like her fan base may be a little split. Let's keep going. Someone said all babies are a blessing, but it's a shame that Cardi didn't wait to, I don't know what I just did with that, y'all, but anyway, I covered it up. So her next miracle with a man who's devoted enough to marry her and stay faithful. I do wish her and her babies the best. Another one wrote to YouTube. Yeah. Okay, well, that's okay. You can have your opinion. And speaking of opinion, we right now have free speech now. So while we have it, we need to speak it, okay? Another one says, one person even managed to rope in her soon-to-be ex-husband, Offset, who she's still in the middle of divorcing. It's too early for her to bring a baby into her life with this man, and this doesn't look good for her divorce. Well, it doesn't, but she'll be okay. And the only reason I say that is because Cardi has to deal with these things. This is her life, and she has to deal with them. But I'm going to say this, and I'm not minimizing the fact that, yes, she did, da-da-da-da. However, I don't think that's going to affect her divorce. I really don't. Not at all. Because, first of all, she's actually the breadwinner in their marriage, and I don't really see why. Plus, the reason they're actually going through divorce because he wouldn't stay home. He was kind of running around on her. So I don't think that's going to necessarily affect that I don't think so anyway. That's my personal opinion, right? So we're going to keep moving on, but that's just a little poll to try to get a gist of what's being said. I've heard and seen a lot of videos. I just chose not to play them all. I mean, we can't play them all, play any of them, because some of them were kind of like mean. I was like, y'all, come on now. But yeah. So then we get into one more thing. We want to touch, and we want to address Stefan Diggs, right? Because I really can see that Cardi really, really likes Stefan Diggs. And I sincerely hope it works. I do. I wish them the best. But another rumor did come out. We're going to talk about it because I was able to pull a report and actually show proof that this is actually happening, because there are a lot of rumors happening, but this is what was reported. I mean, the Stefan drama. Now, just one after Cardi's announcement, court documents reveal Diggs is involved in a paternity case with model Aileen Lagora. Y'all forgive me, aka Lord Giselle. I probably chopped that all the way up. LaPera claims Diggs fathered her daughter in April and filed paper in December 2024. Diggs responded in July 2025, saying he's not certain the child is his and requested a DNA test, which I think he should. So right now, there's no public update on the DNA results. Okay, so that came out. That's actually documented. Okay, that's actually true. Something I could prove that's true. But however, that happened. Well, it's all about timing, right? Because this could have possibly went on before he actually got with Cardi B, right? Because then she was pregnant. So, but I mean, but then, at the same time, I want them to work, but Stefan, I mean, come on now. I mean, if you possibly pregnant over here, come on, I mean, yeah, it's a lot going on there. I hope whatever's going on as far as all this all over the land, I hope that he really, really is into Cardi and he's really ready to settle down, because Cardi really does seem like she's truly, truly into Stefan. She does. And there are also people kind of saying, hey, Cardi, you moving too soon, honey.
Hello.
So it is short. The relationship is short, and apparently she was dealing with her white marriage, and obviously she's not totally divorced. And so there's that. But this is we're talking about what's happening now, what it is. So right now we're gonna fast forward. All these things are happening. And one more thing, there's one more rumor about Stefan I keep hearing. Now I'm not gonna necessarily state the rumor. You say, well, why would you tell us? And see, well, I'm just gonna give you a hint. There is a rumor about him, and I don't really want to share it yet because I want to make sure it's true. However, if you want to go to Tasha K online, her online, you can't get it on YouTube. It has to be on her actual online that she has. Her channel. She has like her own website, which is under Tasha K, right? And there was a guy that did come out and had some things to say. And I don't know how true it is because people come out all the time and say a whole bunch of things. But nevertheless, all of that being said, now Cardi B has a response to all of what I just said. The people saying this, that, and the third about her man and her decisions and all the things. This is what she has to say. Now let's listen to what Cardi had her response to.
Barbara, this is Shirley. Yeah, baby. Yeah, that's your baby dad, bitch. That's my baby dad too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know. We'll figure it out, bitch.
That was Cardi's response. Did you hear her? She said Shirley. That was her response. But
hello, Barbara.
Anyway, let's go back. Hold on. I want to look at not that far back, girl. Let's go back. Hold on.
Yeah, that's your baby dad, bitch. That's my baby dad too, girl. Well, what now? I don't fucking know.
So that was her response. That was her response. What Cardi had to say, y'all. Okay, but check the pictures. Yeah. And isn't she cute though? She's a cutie pie. That's his actual daughter. Now that's his daughter.
Hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
That's his daughter. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna get to our next break. You said another break? Yes, we did another break. So we're gonna take a music break, a jam break. Do what you gotta do. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. We're gonna jam a little bit and then we're gonna come back with some more tea. We're just getting started, okay? Hang tight. All right.
Too close to the edge now. Only thing they got is toxicity. Think you need a cleanse, clear the out. You got the bags, but they ain't got yours. You've done enough, but they still want more. You've been a good friend down to the core. Oh, hold up, baby, don't take it. It ain't friendship if they just fake it. You don't need to put up with their bullshit. Tell them no, 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 no. Hold up, baby.
Okay, y'all, welcome back. So we took a short break. Thank you for being so patient. Had to get me a sip of Gatorade, and we're gonna get into our next topic or next segment. Now, the next segment is kind of like it's not gonna be heavy. It's not gonna be heavy, but we are gonna touch on the political tea time. Okay, a lot of things are going on right now. Now, some things I'm gonna touch, and some things I'm not, and we're gonna get into it. Okay, so let's get into this first part, and let's see. We're just going to do a quick update on Lisak Cook. If you didn't know, Lisak Cook is of the Federal Reserves, and she's actually, I believe, the Federal Reserve's governor. And I did a video that broke it all the way down as far as her credentials. Smart, sharp lady. However, the administration is trying to get rid of her, basically let her go. But the point is, she's saying, hey, there are no grounds for y'all to let me go. I haven't done anything, and she's fighting all the way. But what I do like about Lisa ain't really said a word. No joke. She ain't said a word. So that's kind of like the name of the topic of this video is power moves. And I like the way she's moving. Basically, she ain't said anything. She let her attorneys talk in court. So what she did do before we get into the extra video I'm going to share with you is that she showed her bank records to say, hey, because they accused her of saying that her home, her mortgage, her primary, she said they're trying to say that she claimed 2 residents as her primary residence. But in reality, she actually had a primary residence and her vacation property. And she showed it and proved it through her bank records. Okay. So she debunked all the allegations. And so let's get into it. Okay, let's go.
Here and ask you about Federal Reserve Board Governor Lisak Cook and her push to keep her position on the board. We know a judge heard arguments from both sides on Friday. So what is the latest to come out of that?
It was a lengthy argument, and it was a landmark argument Friday. We have not seen this before. A Federal Reserve Board member suing to keep her job in what is to be an independent board. We expect more court filings in that matter as early as this afternoon here in Washington. Lisak Cook says her firing is unlawful, that she was not given a chance to defend herself against any accusations of misconduct. And what's more, she says it's a violation of her Fifth Amendment rights. The Trump administration is trying to argue that there's cause to fire Lisak Cook, alleging there was some paperwork submitted to banks in which she declared 2 different properties to be her primary residence. Cook has not yet been heard on those accusations in court, but you can see the back and forth here accelerating as Cook wants to stay on the job. And every indication we had over the long weekend was she still has some access to that position or to her office or to her title, because she did not ask on Friday for an immediate temporary restraining order against the administration.
Okay. And Scott, speaking of people refusing to leave their jobs, let's talk about CDC Director Suzanne Monterez. Where do things stand right now?
So, yes, there is Miss Lisa. So Miss Lisa's standing 10 toes down. She said, I didn't do anything wrong. So that's kind of where we are so far. She's still in her position. And yeah, we'll see what happens, because I believe the administration came out and said they want immediate removal. So we'll see what happens. So I'm going to kind of follow this story, because she's actually one of the first Black persons and individuals to hold that position. So it's quite interesting. Moving on to Maureen Comey. She's the next person I wanted to address or just touch on a little bit. We're going to get into it, okay? So let's get into it.
Fired Maureen Comey last night. She's a prosecutor with the Southern District of New York. She worked on the cases against Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. She's also the daughter of former FBI Director Jim Comey. On that, the New York...
And stop right there. Before we go further, by the way, she's one of the prosecutors that prosecuted P. Diddy. So it's like, well, she was the prosecutor, the head prosecutor that actually was in the trial that prosecuted P. Diddy. And yeah, so right after that case, they basically let her go.
New York Times reports this, quote, Ms. Comey was informed in her firing in a letter that cited Article 2 of the Constitution, which happens to describe the powers of the president. Though the reason for Ms. Comey's firing was not immediately clear, her dismissal immediately raised questions, given her involvement in the Epstein-related cases that have roiled the White House in recent days. MSNBC has obtained a copy of the email she wrote to her colleagues in SDNY. It reads, quote, every person lucky enough to work in this office constantly hears 4 words to describe our ethos: without fear or favor. do the right thing, the right way, for the right reasons, without fear of retribution and without favor to the powerful. But we have entered a new phase where without fear may be the challenge. If a career prosecutor can be fired without reason, fear may seep into the decisions of those who remain. Do not let that happen. Fear is the tool of a tyrant, wielded to suppress independent thought. Instead of fear, at this moment, fuel the fire that already burns at the heart of this place, a fire of righteous indignation at abuses of power, of commitment to seek justice for victims, of dedication to truth above all else.
First, just your reaction to the news, Christy.
SDNY prosecutor who was fired without real justification, at least what we have heard, is now apparently suing the DOJ over her firing. What more are you learning?
So she filed a complaint today in the Southern District of New York, of course, where she served as a prosecutor, alleging that her firing, Ariel, was without cause, without advance notice, and without any opportunity to contest it. That, according to her lawyers in this complaint, was both unlawful and unconstitutional. I should also note Maureen Comey was a member of the teams that prosecuted not only Sean Diddy Combs, but Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and was lauded for her participation in both cases. We'll have to pay attention to see how fast this case moves and whether or not Maureen Comey, who served with distinction for many years, is reinstated to her position as prosecutor with the Department of Justice.
I'm thinking of this question as you're talking. There have been so many firings by the Trump administration lately. It's been dizzying. You had the CDC director, you have the Bureau of Labor Statistics, you have Lisak Cook, and now you had Maureen Comey. How does the Trump administration plan to deal with all of the mounting cases that we can see coming down the pike against them when it comes to these firings that many are claiming were without cause?
That's an interesting question. I mean, the cases are different in kind. For example, Lisak Cook has a very different kind of case as a member of the Fed's Board of Governors than Maureen Comey did as a civil servant who was what we call a line prosecutor. She was not a political appointee. She was not appointed by any particular president. But the administration's justification in both cases is remarkably similar. They say that under the president's constitutional powers, he essentially has carte blanche to hire and fire whoever he wants, and any statutes that stand in his way with respect to those firings are themselves unconstitutional because they don't give sufficient weight to the president's ability to control the executive branch of the government. So we'll have to see the arguments made by both of these women in their lawsuits. They should be markedly different. The administration's response, however, is always the same.
The Trump administration had.
So yeah, there we have it. So that was basically the political teach I had. But the reason I shared that with you, the reason I kind of watching that is because those are power moves. Those ladies are standing up for themselves, advocating for themselves because they feel like they were removed and they shouldn't be removed because I read through and it says something has to be for a cause. But from what I can tell, it doesn't appear there is a true cause. There was no cause. That was the problem. So a lot of things are going on right now. I know it's kind of crazy, but specifically in the political world, so certain things I'm not going to touch. I am going to say, I know there's a whole lot. So I know what's going on. Like, for example, Jimmy Kimmel was another individual that basically lost his job as a comedian. And a lot of that's really, circled around free speech. And so I don't want to get into it too much because it's a very sensitive topic. However, I just want to note that I do understand what's going on. And free speech is very... you don't realize how, blessed you are until it's affected or you see that it's being taken away or could possibly lose it. So now's the time to open if you want to talk or, we normally can just jump on and just say what we want to say, but clearly that is not necessarily the environment that we're currently in. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. However, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for listening. That's all I have. I just kind of want to touch on it a little bit, but basically, again, it was all about power moves. And these people, even though whether you like them or love them, they are standing up for themselves and making power moves. And we talked about our girl, Wendy Williams. Okay, how you doing? And we just touched on Wendy because Wendy's Wendy. Okay, Wendy is just saying hi. She's out and about, and that's a thing. Good for her. She looked really pretty. And it was good to see her out at the New York Fashion Show. And normally she always comes out in a fabulous fur coat. She does. I think last year was it pink? I think last year was a pink coat. But anyway, kudos to Miss Wendy Williams, able to get out and look fabulous, as she did. And then we talked about our boy Steve Harvey and Lori Harvey. I'm so happy I found that video because of what Steve had to say, because I was trying to understand the whole thing about him saying he wasn't going to talk to Lori's her exes, because she has a bit of a reputation. People trying to call her this, that, and the third. But honestly, if I'm not gonna touch that. But if she was a guy, would we be saying all that? But anyway, moving on. I'm gonna leave it alone. We touched on that, on why he doesn't necessarily talk to her exes. He stated why, and it kind of made more sense after he said it and explained it. Check that out if you didn't hear. Go back and check it out. Okay, he explained all that. We touched on Miss Porsha. And Miss Porsha looks like she kind of said she was struggling a little bit. So I hope she gets it out. Honestly, I hope she gets it figured out. But the fact that she's out here trying, and I don't know what's going on with sweeping outside, but there's nothing wrong with hard work. But it does look a little silly because it's such a big mansion that she was sweeping around the mansion or whatever, around the pool. But then again, like I said before, we only know what we know. Porsha may have the funds or something. She may know something we don't know. I don't know, but I wish her the best, because she needs to take care of her baby and her mom. So hopefully she figures it all the way out. And so maybe it is a win-win. Okay, because I'm gonna let that be where that is. Moving on. And then we talked about our girl Cardi B. And Cardi B album did go platinum. So kudos again to Cardi B. And it was a good album. Let's be very clear. It was really good. Cardi B does have a lot of drama. She says, I am the drama. And yes, ma'am, she is the drama. Clearly she is. And Stefan is the drama as well. So together, they could be the drama couple. I ain't trying to be funny, but they both be bringing a lot of drama. And but I'm only going by the things that I kind of that we hear and that we've read. And so I don't know. Some of this is probably not true. Some of it is true. I don't know. But I wish them the best, honestly, because Cardi B went through a lot with Offset, and it's just crazy. And I know right now, all on social media, Offset and Stefan are arguing and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really get into all of that, but they have been going back and forth for quite some time. So they're clearly enemies. And I guess I didn't touch on this part, but Cardi did move pretty fast with Stefan, but Stefan did step in and basically said he doesn't mind being a stepdad. It does look like they may be doing things a bit out of order, because I think Cardi needs to go ahead and get the divorce papers done. And the thing about the divorce, I'm sure she's working on it. It'll be done. But only thing about Offset is that Offset, from what we could tell, he did Cardi. He really did Cardi pretty dirty. It's one thing to do somebody dirty in private, but it's a whole nother level to disrespect them in public. Like, that's just, my goodness, okay? And he did it over and over and over. So he's kind of calling her out, but he really can't speak. He really can't talk. Not really, because he did so much stuff. And she went through so much with him. And she did, and I know I'm kind of elaborating now, but she did mention about being depressed. And you really could tell the difference. You can tell the difference between how Cardi looked before, when she was with him, and how she looks now. I know she's pregnant, but Cardi is glowing and she seems to be happy. So honestly, Stefan's doing something right. And I'm not being funny. She does seem to be happy with Stefan. And also, it sounds like he does encourage her to be a better Cardi B. Because look at it. I mean, she was already a winner, but she's coming out with her album and she's coming out more. We see her in all these interviews. So sounds like they actually might be good for each other. I know people are saying this, that, and the third, but they might be good for each other. I actually wish them the best. I want her to get those daggone papers filed, but I wish them the best, honestly. And hopefully he has a healthy baby. And again, we're not condoning or just praising people having babies out of wedlock and all that, but the baby's coming, y'all. The baby's coming, and hopefully she'll figure it out. Okay, honestly, she'll figure it out. And then we actually went into the other half of the show. We talked about a little bit of political tea. We spoke on a girl, Lisak Cook. I know a lot of people are not talking about this, and there's a lot of things people don't want to talk about as far as politics goes. But I wanted to touch on it anyway because it's relevant. A lot of things are going on. I don't think we should sit up and just watch politics all day or whatever. However, I do think we need to know what's going on. So that's why I kind of picked it to show what's happening and what's going on just a little bit. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I thank you for listening. As I always say, we can't change anyone else, only can change ourselves. Focus on the things we can control and not on things you can't. I will be back with another one. Thank you for listening. And by the way, thank you. I'm so excited. We finally made it to 500. And the next goal is 1,000. So y'all be sure to subscribe, share, and just listen to the videos. I do appreciate everyone, and I'll be back, okay? All right. Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good day. Be blessed. Bye, y'all. See ya.